Hey, welcome into the channel, you guys. Today I'm going to be talking about the top cities that we need to go and look for virtual wholesaling. That's possibly great for you guys, but obviously this is coming from a study. Where are people moving to today? And obviously where you see a lot of people going to is probably a great place to go. It's probably a great sense of jobs, great growth of economic, great turns, right? And obviously I'm going to be getting this, and this is going to be backed by proof, not necessarily backed by what I think. This is all coming from an article and just letting you know exactly where people are moving. That way we know if people are moving there, it's probably a great city to target for virtual wholesaling. Really wholesaling in general, you can learn a lot. If you're not there, or if you're there, you can be excited about some of these things. So just want to jump into it. So let's go right up to the whiteboard and I'll show you, or on the chalkboard, and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. Let's go. Hey, my name is Jordan Aubrey. If you're new here, go ahead and subscribe. We talk about all things real estate, credit, anything that can make you more money in the future. So definitely make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you cut on that notification bell as well. So let's jump right into it. First, I'm going to start off with states, because I think states is essentially a good range of information, right? We're talking about 50 states. Everybody know what state we can talk about. But essentially we want to talk about states because it's better than cities. City may be small, it might grow a lot, but it still may be 100, 200,000 people there, which could make it a little bit more difficult to wholesale. Obviously the bigger cities are a little bit more competitive, but let's talk about states right now. So coming in, number 5 is going to be coming in probably one of the most competitive cities, and we know our states, and we know just about everybody that's teaching real estate comes from this state, and that's going to be Arizona. So number 5, Arizona. Arizona's going to be coming in number 5. Obviously, like I said, it's probably one of the most competitive places, but that makes sense from a California standpoint, right? It's closer to California, then you got Texas, then you got Tennessee, right? It's closer than a lot of these other places that may be desirable. It's just right next door to California, so obviously it makes sense to just go right into it if you're a Californian, and obviously everybody likes to get away from California, right? So let's go with that. Number 4 is going to be, you guessed it, Ohio. Ohio. Now, I don't know why people are moving to Ohio, but obviously with that being said, it must be a great market for real estate wholesaling. I know plenty of wholesalers that actually do business in Ohio, Cleveland, Cincinnati. Ohio is one of those markets that really debunk the 70-cent rule, because real estate is so cheap out there that typically you want to look at a rate of return. A lot of investors go out there to buy real estate just because it's cheaper. If you got money to park in Ohio, your 20% is a lot cheaper in Ohio than any other state. So that's a good thing. But obviously it tells you that job growth is definitely there. And it's going to always, right now, it's one of the top cities one of the top states out there. So that's a good thing. So number 3, coming in number 3, which is not a surprise, every year is going to be there, Florida. Right? That's number 3 state. Obviously we get this because a lot of retirees, but just had a mentee that got a deal out in Florida, or got pretty close to a deal out in Florida, in Tampa. So if you're there doing deals, definitely reach out to me. Might be able to connect you to somebody that may be interested in moving a deal for them. But Florida is obviously going to be on this list because it's sunny days, right? It's the retirement state. A lot of old people go out there and get their winter home in Florida just because it makes sense. It's the most tropical, desirable area for the winter time of the year. So with that being said, number 2 is the one I love the most. Might be a little biased here. Texas. Obviously you've seen Joe Reagan. You're talking about who else? Elon Musk. All these guys, big companies are coming to Texas, and that's the reason why I'm very optimistic about, even if there's wave of foreclosures come out in Texas, because so many people are moving here, right? That's the reason Texas economy is going up like crazy. If you look at it since I've been here in Dallas since 2018, right? 2017, 2018, I want to say probably 2017, mid 2017. In that time, houses has went up, just skyrocketed. The prices are still going up. When I came, the market was like this. And when I came, when we got here, it kind of declined a little bit, but it's still on its way up. And that's obviously because a lot of people are moving here. Texas has been top 2 of states that people have been moving to for the last 5 years. Top 2 for the last 5 years. People love it here. I love it here. It's a great place, great state for a lot of people to come in. Definitely change your life for sure. I love Dallas. Obviously, I'm in it, but it's very competitive, right? And we understand that from a wholesaler perspective. Dallas is very competitive. Austin, Houston, San Antonio is very competitive out here, right? It's a lot of people moving here, mean a lot of opportunity, a lot of growth, a lot of hedge funds are here, a lot of competition. It's a part of it. Hey, get better. That's all I can tell you. And number 1, Tennessee. Now, obviously, Tennessee, you got certain markets in Tennessee, like Memphis, that really debunks the 70% rule. And we talk about making a cash offer with that. And shoot, we got other markets like Nashville that you can use the 70-cent rule in and still survive and still make wholesale deals in. So it's just, regardless of where you're going, it's really a good place to go. Now, these are the top states. I want to jump right over here and I want to show you the top 5 cities to go into. Now, if we go backwards, which are the worst states? Which are the worst states? I got the whole list right here. I'm just gonna put this out here for you. 50, 49, 48, 47, 46, right? We're just going backwards on this. 46, we got Maryland. Massachusetts, New Jersey, Illinois. Then we got California. Right? And when I look at these, what I see is very, very expensive housing. Right? Now, I'm not an expert in Illinois, but every one of these markets, they're all very expensive. And right now with coronavirus, everything happened, everybody being in a pandemic, these are probably the worst places to go, right? From a dollar standpoint, meaning that it's gonna cost you. Your dollar is not gonna be able to go as far in Maryland as it can in Texas, Tennessee, Texas, Ohio, Arizona, right? It just stretches the dollar stretch a little bit more in these particular states. Meaning the reason why people are going to them, right? It's a little bit more room, the dollar stretches a lot more. These particular states, they're kind of dead end. If you only move here, if you live there currently, or if you're looking for a place, a job is moving there, right? But typically when you think about moving and going to a place, you're thinking about a way to avoid taxes, right? Taxes, crazy. Tax in all these places, crazy. No state taxes, right? I believe same thing with Texas. Not state income. Federal, I don't know exactly which one. I know the taxes are a lot lower in these states, right? So it just makes sense for you to go to these particular areas because they're less in taxes and the dollar goes a little bit more, right? Joe Reagan coming to Texas is going to make him $1 million, right? It's going to make him $1 million to come live in Texas because of what his contract with Spotify, his money he's getting made right there, right? His money he's making right there is going to make him a lot more money than in California. It will cost him just to live there, and his business is over the internet, right? I mean, that don't mean he can't go fly and live in California for a little bit, right? But it's going to make him money just to move his address to Texas when he's getting paid so much, right? So it's a big difference in what we're talking about. So let's jump right over here and let's talk about the cities. So coming in at number 5. Coming in number 5 on the list when we're talking about cities is Madison, Wisconsin. Number 4 is going to be Auburn, Alabama. Oh, that's a shocker. For me, just me. I'm not the expert, but just for me, right? Number 3, this makes sense. Port St. Lucie, Florida. Makes sense because it's top 5 state, right? Florida got some of these top states, gotta have some houses here. I mean, gotta be one of the top cities as well. Number 2, Florida again. which makes sense. Now I don't know how to say this, Kissimmee. And then we got Northport. Guess where that's at? Florida. Oh my goodness. If I can write Florida today. Oh my goodness. Right there, Florida. So these are the top 5 cities. Now I'm gonna be honest, the shocker that I got right here is gonna be, this is my hometown, I invest a lot here. I'm just gonna tell you the secret right now. Tyler, Texas. Tyler, Texas is probably one of the best markets out there that I know of. Don't really cost a whole heck of a lot to go get a deal in Tyler, but the best thing about Tyler is that it's the top city in the state of Texas that I know of. It's not a metro area. Yeah, obviously it's not a metropolitan area, but with that being said, I look at it and I say, you know what, Tyler is the city for East Texas. So just for East Texas, right, you got Dallas, which is somewhat northeast Texas, but essentially we consider that North Texas. But East Texas, the city in Tyler is the city in East Texas, which is a big thing. Another one coming in for Texas is going to be Conroe. Now this is throughout the whole United States. So when I just named 2 cities, it's a lot of growth happening to these particular cities, which I see this automatically. We got about four new builds out there that we're doing. Shorter inventory, anything on the market under 150 there is none, right? So right now we got a shorter inventory. Gonna come out and put a lot of those new properties up. Another one that's I would say is big right here. There's a couple of California cities that's becoming bigger. Obviously, people getting out of Orange County, San Diego, a little bit of that Southern Cal. They're going up north. You see Sacramento on there. You see Redding getting big, which is I think is in Orange County. So those are some notable names, and then you got Nashville up in here. You got Knoxville. No, I'm sorry, not Nashville. Knoxville in here as well. Johnson City, Kingsport in here for Tennessee. Obviously, it's going to make sense because people are moving to Tennessee right now. So these are some of the top cities that you got. As mentioned, I believe Conroe was 24 out of 25, and then Tyler was 10. It was 10, right? So this is what we got, but I just want to talk to you guys about that. With that being said, hey, if you know about any city or another secret markets that you're talking about, I'd love to talk about them. This is just all coming from a U-Haul study, and we're breaking down the states, the top 5 states, the bottom 5 states, and then we got the top 5 cities as well that people are moving to. Obviously, if you're looking for virtual markets, these are going to be great markets to go into because we see the demand there. People are moving there, and obviously there's going to be some job growth there. Obviously, there's going to be some stability going there as well. So with that being said, make sure if you're looking around these areas and you're thinking about it, consider this video. That way we know if we need to stay away or if we need to head to these areas. But with that being said, make sure you comment below. I love to respond back to you, and make sure you guys keep winning.